What is up, you guys? It is Mr. What If here, bringing you a brand new little short story. And this what if is gonna be, what if Deku had the black leg ability, or the or did Sanji's training, whatever which one floats your boat. All right. So in this, Deku, he will be born with a cork, and the cork is known as is basically known as a flame cork, but the thing is he only can activate the fire in his legs. The fire in his legs. And Deku would actually and when Deku goes to kindergarten, goes to preschool, and they ask Deku what is his quirk. He says that he has a fire quirk. Except the thing is, he only can activate the flames in his legs. And Bakugo would say, what kind... And then Bakugo would say, isn't that kind of useless fighting with your legs? Because you would have a big disadvantage fighting with your legs. And then Deku would say, either way, it's still my quirk, and I'll still learn a way to fight with it. And let's say that time skip to when Deku is about 11 years old. He's watching TV, and then a commercial comes on for martial arts, and it's actually a martial arts on how to learn how to fight with your legs. And then Deku would think that would be pretty ironic on how he can activate the fire in his legs. And there's a martial arts for martial arts for like legs. Like you could only, but the thing about it is, the martial arts allows him to only fight with his legs and feet. And then Deku, of course, will find this ironic because, oh, I have a quirk that allows me to use, like, I only could, like, kick instead of punch. And then the news would come on saying that pro hero Ingenium has stopped a full-on bank robbery at high speeds. So, people, and then Deku would actually see this on the news and remembers that Ingenium has his quirk. Well, Ingenium's quirk has something to do with the edges in his legs. So Deku would actually, so even though All Might will still be his number one hero, Ingenium would be somebody he would look up to, because Ingenium, we all know, has edges in his calves, and he basically needs to fight with his legs in order to do real serious damage. So Deku would go to his mom and ask him, can he go to sign up for the martial arts thing that was on the commercial for the TV? And then his mom would ask him, why would he want to learn that type of martial arts, only fighting with your legs? And then he would say, well, my quirk can only activate the fires in my leg. I only can emit flames from in my leg and feet. So this martial arts would actually pretty much be the key and answer I'm looking for. And then Deku would go to this martial arts class, and then the teacher's name is gonna be known as, the teacher's name is gonna be Kick Lee. So Deku's martial arts teacher name is gonna be Kick Lee, and his quirk is called Fast Break, which means that he's able to move incredibly fast. He's able to charge up energy. He's able to charge up electricity in his legs and produce it like that. And then Deku finds out that there's somebody else with a quirk just like his. That this martial arts teacher has an electricity quirk, but he can only activate it in his legs. So, and then once the martial arts master Kick Lee, that's what his martial arts name is gonna be, Kick Lee. Finds out that Deku also has the same thing, except instead of electricity, it's fire. So Kick Lee would actually make Deku his prime student. So Deku basically knows the basics on how to do upper kicks, side kicks. He knows how to do pretty much a whole variety. Deku's favorite type of kick attack is, of course, the axe kick, which is a straight down, which is when you lift your leg up straight up in the air and then you bring it down with full on force, which is the axe kick. And then we'll skip to the beginning of the anime when the teacher would say, "Alright, class, this is the last day of your middle school life, and here are these papers so you can sign, so you can figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life." And of course, in the anime, he would throw them up into the air, saying that you all have the same goal, is to become heroes, and everybody will start showing off their quirks. And then Deku on this is way more confident, and then, of course, the same thing happens when when Bakugo says, "Don't compare me to these extras, because I'm the only one with the top grades, the best quirk, and most likely to become the greatest #1 hero to ever live." And then this is when the teachers say, "Didn't you as well, Izuku Midoriya, wanted to join UA as well?" And this would get Bakugo pissed off a little bit, saying, why would Leg Boy want to be a hero?" Sorry about that background noise. So yeah, he would say, why would Leg Boy want to go to UA? For what reason? And then Deku would stand up and say, of course, to be a hero. And then Bakugo would say, well, you're not better than me. And please, don't heroes have to fight with their hands, not their feet? And then Deku would say, what about the pro hero Ingenium? He's a pro hero and he mainly fights with his legs to do real damage. And then, of course, Bakugo get pissed off, remembering that there is a top tier pro hero that does fight with his legs. And then Bakugo, of course, will go try to explode Deku's decks, and this is when Deku will quickly blitz right past Bakugo and do a quick, and then this is when Deku would blitz past Bakugo and saying, even though I have to fight with my legs, I can still move way faster than you can. And then the teacher would tell them to calm it down and go home. And then they, of course, would go home. Deku would take the same alleyway and get attacked by the same sledge villain. This would go different because Deku has a quirk and he knows how to fight. And then the sledge villain would say, oh, you have a nice shaped body. Oh, you don't mind if I use it? And then Deku said, you're more welcome to come and try. And then this is when the sledge villain would launch itself at Deku. Deku would instantly activate the flames in his legs and do a spinning kick, do a flame spinning kick, actually kicking the sledge villain directly in the eyeball, causing the sledge villain to get sent flying back and causing the sledge villain to have a flaming eyeball. And then the Sledge villain says, "Oh, you're gonna pay for that one, kid." And then Deku says, "Come try me." And then the Sledge villain will launch himself again at Deku. And Deku would do an upper kick and then do a rapid flurries of kick attacks on the Sledge villain, just rapidly kicking him. And then Deku would shout out, "Flaming Shoot Style." Flaming Shoot Style, which is a more charged up, powerful kick, flaming kick, kicking the Sledge villain right up against the wall. Kicking the Sledge villain once again, except in the other eye, with more power and pressure, and knocking out the. And then the Sledge villain is basically at this point pretty much blinded. This is when All Might will come and say, "I am here," and does a Detroit smash, knocking out the Sledge villain for good. And then the whole thing would happen. With Deku grabbing onto All Might's leg and asking him the same question on the rooftop: can he be a hero? And All Might says, "Well, you might not become the #1 hero, but you could be a pro hero, because the way how you explain yourself and how you fight with your cork reminds me of Ingenium on how he has to fight with his legs." And then Deku say, "You're right." And then All Might, of course, would debuff and then tell Deku the whole thing about his injury. And yeah, they will split their separate ways, of course, until the Sledge villain gets free. But keep in mind that Deku, you kicked him. But keep in mind, the Sledge villain got kicked in the eyeball. Kicked in the eyeball with flame surrounded by it. So yeah, he's technically still blind. So the Sledge villain is just randomly attacking because the Sledge villain can't see. And then All Might is in shock that the Sledge villain got away, but he's just randomly attacking, making him even more dangerous. And then Deku would, of course, blitz past everybody again, including all the heroes, and he would charge up. And then Deku would just quickly start dodging the Sledge villain's whips, the strikes, because the strikes are at random, and Deku was dodging them like it's a pattern. And then Deku would get back a little bit and charge up another flaming kick, and this is when Deku would yell out, "The flaming foot of hell, of hell's fire," and then launches it directly at the Sledge villain, creating a burnt circle-like hole in the Sledge villain, in the middle of the Sledge villain, between his eyes, which actually leaves quite a crater and a whole lot of fire surrounding the Sledge villain. And Deku will quickly grab Bakugo, pull him out, and quickly run and quickly make a quick dash back to the heroes. And this is when All Might would do the thing again, except do a stronger Detroit smash, knocking out the Sledge villain completely. And then we get to the point in the anime when All Might finds Deku and asks him to be his successor for All for One, for his cork. So comment down below, should Deku get One for All or nah? Because either way, Deku is pretty powerful, with or without All for One. I mean One for All, my bad. So, yeah, Deku would just go on to training for the 10 months. He'll just basically do training. So right now, Deku would say he'll think about it, and then the 10 months of training happens. So it's just basically, instead of Deku and All Might, it's Deku and Kick Lee, Deku's master and mentor for the Black Leg style. And yeah. So I'll end it right here. So yeah, just comment down below, should Deku get One for All, or give somebody Or if you guys don't want Deku to have one for all, comment down below on who should get it. Alright, so peace.